This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 663. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in PodCastro Valley, California. Today, Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer, plus the return of the much-loved feature, The Bottom of the Charts, where we look at a year that featured the Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, and Bill Clinton won a second term. Plus, there's a big store,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
a national chain that's having some difficulties. It's like one of the last places that you can buy music anymore.
Mike's Daily Podcast,
in a brick and mortar. We'll find out about that. And yesterday, I took a little trip with my boxer named Basil. His ears like to flip in the wind. And it was such a beautiful sunset. I could actually see the Farallones. Those are some islands that usually are hard to cast your eyes upon because it is always so overcast.
Mike's Daily Podcast,
and foggy. This is a podcast. And my salad's soggy.
Mike's
That's so sad.
Daily
Because at one time,
Podcast,
it was a crunchy salad.
yeah!
Hey, I also had a fun time in Half Moon Bay and met some cool people. In fact, I met a lady named Leanne who took some awesome pictures of Basil the boxer, who was playing with her dog. Weren't you, Basil? He was having so much fun. In fact, one of the pictures is interesting because their dog is kind of almost like a husky, has kind of husky-esque features to him, and they're running along, and it almost looks like Basil is a sleigh dog because the sand kind of looks like snow. It's a cool picture. I'm going to post that soon. Not today, though. I got another cool podcast picture. Actually, we got a drawing today that features somebody who was on yesterday's show. One, Madame Rutabaga, who revealed yesterday that she is a chromosomosexual, which we have no idea what that is. She said something like she prefers different chromosomes to hers, in that someone has to have different chromosomes. So, I guess that's really getting specific about who you are attracted to. Some prefer the same chromosomes, I guess. But don't talk bad about either one of them because OkCupid will tell you to stop using the browser that you made. You made a browser? Wow, you're smart. Speaking of smart, let's hear it for Kayla Schelling, PodCastro Valley, a 2012 graduate of Redwood Christian High School. She's been crowned Miss Golden State. Yeah, that happened last month. She will be competing in the Miss California pageant in June. She is a sophomore at the University of San Francisco. She's studying graphic web design. Oh, maybe she's making a browser. And she is a university scholar and on the Dean's honor roll. And right now, I really feel like I'm on a roll. This show is moving along nicely. Look who just walked in.
Hello, Mike Matthews. Chely Shoehart, the staff supervisor, and that's really awesome that she's Miss Golden State.
Yeah, it's a big thing here in California. We are the Golden State, and so then you are basically Miss California at that point. Only they don't say California, they say Golden State.
I won Miss Interstate.
Good for you. Luke Welch just walked in. Hello, Mike. This is Floyd the Floorman.
And this is John Deere the Engineer. It sounds like you had a great trip to Half Moon Bay. Why didn't you take us?
Well, I didn't know. It was sort of like a last-minute thing, and you guys are annoying. No, we're not. We're fun to be around.
Yeah, we don't complain about getting sand in our shoes and about the cold at these Northern California beaches or anything. In fact, we'll prove it to you. We're going to leave right now and go to the beach. Bye, Mike. I made a browser, too.
Okay, they're going to go and enjoy Half Moon Bay without me. I feel so left out, Chely.
That's Miss Interstate to you.
Miss Interstate, not Miss Interstate.
No, my best friend Chely won that one.
Your name's Chely.
Yeah, she spells hers with an SH. I spell mine with a CH.
Why is that, Chely?
Because I'm special.
Chely, why don't we launch the last place on Earth and visit John Deere the Engineer and Floyd the Floorman at Half Moon Bay?
Okay.
I'm pulling down the root beer handle which launches the last place on Earth. And now we're landing in Half Moon Bay. Actually, crash landing. Yeah, oh well. There goes all the plates and cups that I had stacked. And look, there's a bunch of seals here at Half Moon Bay. Actually, those are sea lions. My mistake. No, Basil and I did see a lot of seals, I think they were, bobbing up and down in the water. They were swimming around in this one area that I guess the tide comes in this one area, and it's really deep, and they like to swim around in it. It's really neat to watch them. I tried taking pictures, but all I had was my stupid iPhone, and you can't really see things that are kind of far off.
I know. Why is that, Mike Matthews?
Because I have a crappy phone. Oh, look, there's Floyd the Floorman and John Deere the engineer. Mike, we had a great time at the beach, but now I got a bunch of sand on my shoes.
Yes, and I have it in my hair, and I hate that.
Okay, we're leaving now. And landing back in PodCastro Valley, California. Yes, I told you, you guys don't like the beach that much.
It'd be great if there wasn't all that sand.
Basil the Boxer loves the sand. He loves to dig in it.
Well, I'm not a dog.
Duly noted. Barnes & Noble, one of the last places to buy music, of course, and a bunch of books. Their shares tumbled today after the company revealed that Liberty Media, which at one point held 16.7% of the company, would sharply cut its position in Barnes & Noble. The group, chaired by John Maloney, said it had reached agreements to reduce its investments to roughly 1/10 of its original size by early next week. This is a quick reversal for Liberty, which made an offer for controlling Barnes & Noble in 2011 after agreeing to purchase its 16.7% stake for $204 million. This, according to FT.com, Leonard Riggio, the Barnes & Noble chairman, said that the sale would give it more flexibility to pursue other strategic options. I always like walking into those stores. I very seldom buy something, but it's cool to walk in and you got the coffee shop in there, and then there's usually an escalator involved, and there's a children's section. It's all painted up cool, and there's a big magazine section. And actually, around the Bay Area, there's some awesome Barnes & Nobles in some very interesting different types of buildings. They're very seldom just cookie cutter Barnes & Nobles. You get a different one every time. So it's pretty cool. I hope that they continue on. What do you think of Barnes & Noble? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. And you can also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you would like to sponsor the show. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. There's also the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. That's a great place to subscribe to this show. There's a link to the Amazon deal of the day, too. Click on that and buy something, and that helps the show out. And you get a great deal. Sorry, Barnes & Noble, I just mentioned Amazon. I think they're a bit of a competitor. But there is also links to where to listen to us in iTunes. Subscribe to us there. There is a link to where to find our Facebook page. And like the Facebook page when I post a new show. Share that post with your friends so more people find out about Mike's Daily Podcast. And maybe what do they title the post? Post on top of the post? Whatever I'm trying to say. And say something like, oh, this is a podcast I listen to, so people understand what it is. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Do your own thing. Go your own way, as Fleetwood Mac once said. There's also links to where to find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Yelp, Mixcloud, Spreaker, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all at mikesdailypodcast.com. And the blog and the Daily Podcast picture are there, too.
Oh, my gosh.
The bottom of the chart.
Pretty good goddamn songs that never made it on the radio because people didn't think they were worth it. But you know what? They come back up and people start playing them, and it's like, oh, where'd that come from?
I know we did a bottom of the charts recently about 1964, but I heard a song the other day that reminded me of 1996, what an interesting year that was. And that there was some songs that were at the bottom of the top 100 that were pretty awesome. We got a Pearl Jam song coming up, in fact, in just a little bit. But let's kick off. So this is some countdowns do the top of the charts. Actually, all of them do that because everybody's so careful and they don't want to lose listeners. And, oh, that's a bad thing. Ooh, don't lose listeners. But you know what? Did I lose you? Are you still there? Thought so. So this is the bottom of the charts for the year 1996. This is 10 years after I graduated from high school. So usually at the 10-year mark, as a matter of fact, there was the 10-year reunion, and I was the MC. at my 10-year reunion because I was the guy that went into radio, and they're like, you'd be a good MC, and I was, okay, all right, I'll be the MC, and I sucked. But it was a well-attended reunion. In fact, one of the girls that showed up to the reunion, even though she was married, she expressed a liking towards me that I didn't remember 10 years previous. She was like, hey, you should write me. So, we didn't email back then. So, hey, you should write me sometime. And well, that went nowhere. Don't worry. But there was, or like you cared, but there was a lot of fun at this reunion. And 1996 was an interesting year. And at that 10-year mark, when you've been out of high school for 10 years, you start to go, wow, it was really 10 years ago? I'm old. That's when you first start saying that sentence, I'm old. So let's kick off the countdown. We'll start at number 90. And this guy had a lot of success with taking songs previously done, previously charted, and making his own spin on them and rapping on them and that kind of thing. His name is Shaggy. You know that song. He redid Just Call Me Angel of the Morning. That was a big hit for him. But here he got together with Maxi Priest, who his first big hit was in the late 80s. He did a remake of Wild World, the Cat Stevens song, and then he did a song called Close to You in 1990 that did really well for him. But this was their team up, their duet, if you will. It's Shaggy with Maxi Priest and a little help from Booker T and the MGs, the song you hear in the background, Green Onions, but this is called That Girl.
That kind of girl, no matter who you are or what you do, she knows how to click in everything you do. She can make you hot when it's cold outside, take you on a high and make you fly.
At number 91 is Do or Die featuring Twista. This is Po Pimp. And actually, this was the debut single for Do or Die. At number 92 is a band that had their start in the Bay Area, and I have never liked them, but they have so many fans. So here's to you, fans of Metallica, and a song that was performed with orchestral accompaniment. It was the band's first #1 song on the U.S. Billboard Hot Mainstream Rock charts. And here it is with a video that features gnomes and dwarfs and other slightly spinal tappy things. It's Until It Sleeps. At number 93 is a group called Crucial Conflict, and also from their debut album, it was the lead single. This is called Hey. And it's interesting to note, I worked at a station called K-Hey. We did not play this kind of music. At number 94 is a band that we talked about a little bit when I interviewed the Swedish band called Kinetic. It is the band Ace of Base, also from Sweden. And this was the first song from their album called The Bridge. And it was the follow-up album to their big album that had all the songs like I Saw the Sign and All She Wants to Have Another Baby, She's Gone Tomorrow, etc. Now, the video for this song is supposed to feature bubbles, but according to the music channel VH1, the band's record label Arista insisted the bubbles be removed from the video, leading to a somewhat stranger-looking U.S. video. It's Beautiful Life. At number 95 is a song that was released in 1995, and here it is at number 95 in 96. I am confusing myself, but it's a band that had one particular member who, actually, he's not singing this song, but he would later have great, humongous success in England. I'm talking about Robbie Williams. No, not Robin Williams, but Robbie Williams. And he is singing along with backup vocals for this song. It's Back for Good, and the band Take That.
Whatever I said, whatever I did, I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good. Want you back for good.
At number 96 is a band that was having a lot of success as the grunge movement really kicked in the mid-90s. Pearl Jam. This is a song featuring Neil Young. Actually, it doesn't feature all the members of Pearl Jam in it. It was recorded during the sessions for the Neil Young Pearl Jam collaboration Mirror Ball. Only 2 members of Pearl Jam appear on the track, Eddie Vedder and drummer Jack Irons. Neil Young plays lead guitar, and it was featured as the A-side to the 1995 Merkin Ball EP. This is I Got Id. At number 97 is Faith Evans, and a song that she co-wrote with Sean P. Diddy Combs for her debut studio album, Faith. It's Soon As I Get Home.
So baby, soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do.
At number 98 is a song we all wish we could forget, and that would be Macarena and Los Del Rio. Appearing on the 1994 album Mi Me Gusta. It was an international hit in 1995, 96, and 97, and it still has a cult following and still gets played at a lot of weddings. And then after the fact you go, God, that was a lousy wedding. At number 99 is another song that a lot of people want to try and forget. From their Cracked Rear View album. It was such a big album. It was the 3rd single off that album. It is Hootie and the Blowfish. Of course, Darius Rucker, the guy who sings this song, has gone on to become a country singer. Number 99, Only Wanna Be With You, Hootie and the Blowfish. And finally, here we are at the number 100 song for 1996. How did you like 96 in review at the bottom of the top 100? Was it awesome? Are you like, these songs were so great? Oh, or is it, I'm glad that year is gone? Well, the number 100 song is from a guy who had a lot of success with an album entitled Seal. And he had a big song called Kiss from the Rose and Prayer for the Dying. But this song was actually a double A-side with Prayer for the Dying and also featured on the album Seal, his 2nd studio album. It is the final single that came off of that album. This is Seal with Don't Cry, number 100. Don't cry, Seal, that you're not married to Heidi Klum anymore. She seems to be a case lately. So there you go, top 100 for 1996, brought to you by Norm Pattis. No, he had nothing to do with this. Big thanks to the Billboard's bottom of the charts. And thanks for listening to Mike's Daily Podcast, because without you, there'd be no bottom of the charts. As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in California.
today's podcast picture.
And the picture is of recently outed chromosomosexual Madame Rutabaga, as we were talking to a guy who was living in a cave about, well, he didn't know what a podcast was, so we were trying to explain to him. And there's a cartoon of that there. You can see it at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Madame Rutabaga, how's it been going since you made your big announcement yesterday?
Michael Matthew, nobody knows about the heritage. So, doesn't matter anyway.
Okay, well then good luck with your love life.
Thank you, Michael Matthew. Oh, look, there's Chely Shoehart. Hello, Madam Rutabaga. I was once Miss in a state. You know, I once won Miss Rutabaga.
Isn't that kind of cheating? Because your name?
Different spelling.
Oh. Tomorrow we will bring you another awesome band. It's a secret, though. In the feature Into an Interview, I will talk to them there. Plus, we will hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Mike, I finally got all the sand out of my hair. There was also a crab. Oh, that's not good. Actually, I did see some guy was catching crabs off the pier there at the Pillar Point. Dang it, I always want to say Pillar Point. But Pillar Point, there was a guy catching crabs. He caught like 20 crabs. They were huge. He said that they were really catchable because of the big rains that we had. He looked happy. The crabs, not so much.
Mike, that was a sad and dramatic tale.
Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
I hate sand.